faith is that Frank is still with us, just not so accessibly. I am certain that in eternity he is face to face with beauty itself, which over the years had drawn him and his lens. Nonetheless, he will be missed. Our next speaker is Chuck Brechbill. Chuck was the Assistant Director of Distance Education and longtime friend of Frank's.
First thing I'd like to do in honor of Frank is take off my jacket. Those of you wearing ties, I'd like to ask you to take off your tie for just a few minutes. Trust me, it's not disrespectful. Frank would like it that way. When it comes to academic professionals, they're often measured by the schools they've attended and the degrees they achieved. Anyone earning a bachelor's degree from MIT, a master's degree in electrical engineering from the University of Rhode Island, a master's in applied mathematics, a master's in physics, and a doctorate in physics from Brown University would indeed be placed very high on an academic pedestal. You'd likely expect someone with these credentials to be lofty, arrogant, or at least a little bit uppity. Why then was Frank so much the opposite? I like to think the answer lies in what he loved to study: physics and astronomy. Spending so much of his life studying the universe and how the molecules moved around us gave Frank a slightly different perspective on life. He was firmly grounded and genuinely humble. He seemed to get it. Our time here is finite, and he chose to spend his energy focusing on the positive and good in his world. This is likely why so many of his colleagues chose these words in describing Frank: kind, caring, supportive, friendly, happy, funny, and of course my favorite, a pretty guy. I've been working with Frank for almost 7 years. First when he was one of our wandering faculty, then as our Assistant Director of Distance Education, and finally as our Director, my boss. He once confided in me that he really didn't care much about being a supervisor. He never wanted to be in the position of having to be the bad guy. It just wasn't in him. Frank had to accentuate the positive, especially in those less than positive situations. And to his personal and sometimes stubborn credit, he always stayed true to himself. I couldn't be more proud to have worked with and known our friend, Frank Gualtieri. From his new vantage point, I'm sure the view of the universe is absolutely magnificent. Thank you, Frank, for everything.
Masayuki Taira-san will be our next speaker. Taira-san and Frank worked together at JEOL for many years and became good friends.
Thank you very much. This is Ruth at Lattimore. And I'm going to keep my jacket on, and that is acceptable here. First of all, thank you very much allowing me to speak about Dr. Frank Gualtieri. I would like to express my condolences about Dr. Frank Gualtieri passed away. Frank worked for 12 years at JEOL as an editor for English translations of the scientific instruments. I met him 6 years ago when I started to work translation Japanese to English. He was a wonderful person, mild-mannered, quiet. However, he also gave us many wonderful conversations. I was impressed that he was almost a perfect Japanese speaker. Also, he was a perfect Japanese leader. To the extent he sometimes pointed out Japanese kanji error in the original document. Frank's comments on document were very kind and reliable, as based on physics, chemistry, and mathematics. His comments are now our treasures. My colleague and I often say, if Frank were here, he would say so and so. His words deeply remain in our heart. He was very friendly, not only on the job, but also during coffee break. We had many laughs. He had very good humor. He sometimes showed us photographs which included beautiful scenes in Japan. Some are in Wikipedia, which he loved and he contributed. I'm trying to recover from the terrible shock, but I still cannot believe that he passed away. No science can ever replace him, and we have to accept this truth. Some Japanese attend here who love him. We would like to express our best gratitude to Frank. His wisdom and the nice memories of him that remain with us. May he rest in peace. Thank you very much for your kind attention.